Hello, YouTube family. Peace and blessings. It's Amanda. I hope everybody is well. Welcome back to God's Grace is Sufficient. So, you guys, I had to get on here today because I wanted to share something with you. Some revelation that God had gave me concerning Halloween, and I also wanted to share my experience with, you know, me fasting for the month of October. So I'm gonna go with the experience first. I'm gonna let you guys know about that. So basically I've been fasting for the month of October, and as we know that, the month of October there's a lot of high frequency of warfare and witchcraft that that certain people, dabble in. And a lot of people are not aware of it. A lot of people are not aware of, the severity that comes with this month and really what's going on. Um, so basically, the other day, I was driving around. I was driving around my neighborhood, and I was praying, and I turned down this particular street that I usually don't really. For some reason, I don't drive down this street, but this particular day, I turned down the street, and I was noticing, as normal, all the Halloween decorations, and it was this one particular house, and their Halloween decorations was like out of this world. And when I seen that, I was like, oh wow, God, like people are really taking this, are getting bold, like, with this whole Halloween or just, other stuff that is going on in the world. And I said, I know that, people, the person that maybe decorated their house, I don't know if they were aware or if they know, like, the severity that comes with, decorating your house with, goblins and monsters that look like demons. Basically, that's what they are. Or decorations with ghosts and or anything else, spider webs and, skeletons and all that, blood and just all type of decorations that, these decorations, they're not just decorations, but you're inviting certain spirits into your house. And the way this house was set up, it was like what I got from it, it was like it was they went all in. Like it was uh a silhouette of like people, and they had on like red uh hooded long robes. So that instantly told me like, okay, that's she's decorating her house like an occult or like a coven, like a witchcraft coven. So um I ended up taking pictures. So after I tell you guys my experience, I'll flip the camera so I can show you exactly what I saw and to show you like this stuff is real and why it's so important to be careful with you participate in and what you let your kids participate in, and even with dressing them up for Halloween. Like a lot of people not aware that when you dress your children up with like these little monsters or these little ghosts, you're opening up their spirit for these things to attach themselves to them. So I after I seen that, I'm like, okay, well, God, I instantly heard God tell me to pull over and start praying in tongues. So I started to pray in tongues, and then when I finally got done, I went into the store, and this is how you know the enemy was mad, because I went to the back of the store, and it was this man, don't know me, have never seen me, I have never seen him, and he kind of like walking up to me like this, like how like somebody is kind of like insulting someone who is overweight or bigger in size, and kind of like walking up to me like, you know, and he goes and he's like, and I'm looking at this man like, what is his problem? And he comes up to me boldly and says, you don't mind me being an a-hole today, he cussed. You don't mind me being an a-hole today. And I turned around and I said, no, he didn't. And I said, who are you talking to? And he seen that, I wasn't the one. And he instantly walked away. So I said, I knew that was an attack from the enemy because, the enemy will try and attack sensitive areas to try and get you out of your hookup. So I let it go. I said, Satan, get thee behind me. And I let it go. And I got in line. So I ended up hearing, oh yeah, when I was praying in tongues in the parking lot, I ended up hearing, the witch is exposed. So I'm like, okay, God, what are you talking about? Like, what do you mean? So there was a long line, and you know how like when you're inside of the store, there's always a long line until they call up another cash register. Excuse me, guys. Until they call up another cash register, another clerk to the cash register. So there's this lady who walks in, and she's standing at the counter. Now everybody is in line waiting for their turn. So the cash register that we were standing at, he ends up calling up his coworker to, his other coworker to work the other cash register. So we're standing in line, and there was a man standing in front of me, and she's like, okay, next person in line, you can come over. So the lady who walked in, remember I told you um she wasn't she wasn't in line. She was just standing at the cash register waiting, like kind of like she was waiting to get the cash register attention so she can get what she wanted to get and go. And basically she was cutting everybody. So the man saw that, instead of her getting in line, jumped in front of him. So he was making a fuss about it because he felt like, that's rude. I was in line. I was supposed to be next in line. You need to wait in line like everybody else. But this lady did not like his correction. And she ended up telling him, F you. Like, she was swearing at him. And she told him, you don't know me. and this and that and that. So the man was just trying to tell her, like, look, everybody's been waiting. You just can't, get in line and just cut everybody. So later down the line, she was just going off, blobbering at the mouth. And she ended up turning to the man, and she looked him dead in his face, and she said, I am a witch. And she made a threat to him, and she was saying, and you better watch yourself while you driving. So when I seen this, I couldn't believe my eyes because I couldn't believe my ears because I'm like, I kept hearing God tell me the witch will be exposed. And I'm like, God, like, people are getting bold, and we as believers, as Christians, have to cover ourselves in the armor. We have to heed to the voice of the Lord, and we have to come out of, participating in these holidays like Halloween, because the stuff that they doing behind closed doors, they're exposing it right in our face. They're putting it in our children's face, and they're making it look like it's all fun and games, but really it's a severe thing that comes with, celebrating this holiday. And a lot of people are like, oh no, it's just fun and games, and we're going for candy, and we're gonna let the kids get dressed up and take candy from strangers, and when we tell them don't talk to strangers, but it's okay on this holiday to take candy from strangers. And it's a lot of confusion. And even around this holidays, a lot of children, they do a lot of sacrificing. They do a lot of um, human trafficking. A lot of that goes on that people are not aware of. And I had to share this with you just for people to have the severity of Halloween, and not to be blindsided by, oh, witches aren't real, warlocks aren't real, isn't real, witchcraft isn't real. This holiday is just man made and it's all in fun and games. What is so fun about celebrating the dead? What is so fun about celebrating blood and scary faces and disfigured looking things? Nothing is fun about that. And I realize, it's real. And as believers, we have to be on guard 24/7, because things like that, just little things like that, like this holiday, people wait for it to come, and just so they can get dressed up, but they really don't know what they are celebrating and what they are opening up themselves to, and what they're opening up their children to. And I remember being a little girl and not fully understanding why my mom wouldn't let us dress up for Halloween, but I understand now. And I just wanted to share this with you guys. And before I go, I wanted to share a scripture, about these things, because I feel like as believers, we can't be lukewarm. If we're going to be in with God, we got to be in with God. We can't be playing the fence. And I truly believe that in this time, that's what God is trying to show us. Like, no, there's no playing the fence. Um, there's no, oh, I'm gonna do a little bit of this and then a little bit of that. No, He wants us wholeheartedly, because there's consequences when you're playing the fence. God said you either be hot or cold, not lukewarm, or he's gonna spit you right out. But the verse that I'm reading today is Colossians 2:8. It says, "Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the tradition of man, after the rudiment, excuse me if I really can't pronounce that, of the world, and not after Christ." So another one that I'm reading from is John 8:32. "And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free." And, you know, I believe that God wants us to really take and be aware of what we are doing and what we are participating in. And if we're going to stand for truth, we should stand for truth all the way. And I hope that you guys have will share this with anyone who may needs to hear this, anyone who's questioning if they should celebrate this holiday. And always stay prayed up, stay fast up, and be blessed. Bye.